you will hate me if I do this, like, if I move too much, right? Okay. Okay, let's buy some minutes. We start early. Cool. Okay, so guys, I will look here often because there is a lot of things that I cannot see from here. The screens are super big. So today's topic is M&A Masterclass. It's just a fancy title to be able, the editors of this show, to pick me up and put me on the stage. Actually, it's a personal story that I've been living through the last 3 years. Probably I will try to tell you the story on the language that everybody will understand, because M&A sounds something scary for me or boring. So why I'm here on stage, why I'm doing this, and why I'm talking in front of you. I joined Imperia Online 11 years ago as a Chief Operating Officer. So the last 3 years, I literally live with that process of dealing with our acquisition with Stillfront. So I've been the guy that was from the first meeting, from the beginning till now, involved in the process, so I could answer all your questions that you have. I should say that we are being on record. Some of the things I would not say or do not comment. I would say just no comment. But I hope you will understand. But anyway, just try to challenge me with your questions. So Imperia Online, we are based over there, this small red dot in Sofia, Bulgaria. Our story started in 2005. And as you can see, we became part of Stillfront Group 21st of September 2018. 13 years later, we've been purchased, 100% of the company share has been purchased, and the purchase price could go up to 27.5 million. Easy deal, took us only 13 years. So why they choose us and what is our profile? We are actually a company that is based on building a regional IP, our own IPs. We have a strategy, free-to-play focus. All the games that we produce in our company, more than 22 actually are free-to-play. Currently have more than 75% full staff, and those are the numbers actually on the last row. Those are the last public numbers that I could share with you guys. Those were public numbers before we were acquired. You can see the revenue from January to September, 4.1 million euro. And because we are based in Bulgaria, which is low-cost destination, if you compare all the standards in Europe, actually we work on a 48% profit margin. Those were the 2 awards that was presented in our presentation when we pitch the investors. Those are financial rewards, and they are given by Deloitte because our achievement in growth year over year. So probably those rewards are, if you're not competing with other companies on the financial field, also those are awards that matter. So it will help you to present yourself better. One of the most populated villages, probably in the world, definitely in Europe, 45 million registered players, and they have this village as their home screen where the game starts. This is how the game looks like in Russia most of the time. Endless winter, and this is how the game looks like in Middle East and North Africa region. Okay, that's enough for PR and presenting the company. And what we do, I'm going to try to answer some basic questions that you may have about why should I or should not sell my company? Why should I sell my baby? Most people are talking like that. So actually, if you think about it, the first question that comes to your mind is always a why. This is the most important question. If you're a fan of Simon Sinek, the guy that hates the millennials, you know that why this is the most crucial question. Why? So, okay, let's start. There are two sides of the coin. From the buyer's perspective, why someone should want to acquire your company? So the first answer is they just want to grow. They just want to grow in their portfolio, or they just want to enter new markets. Imagine if you are a game developer that has huge audience, 20, 30 millions daily active users in Russian-speaking markets. For someone that comes to USA, it's better to acquire a Russian company or company based here than coming as a foreigner and trying to compete from zero. So they want to acquire user base. Sometimes they want to acquire technology. They have different reasons. That means that they look for different things. If they want to acquire, if they want to buy you just by adding some numbers on their financial report, they will look for profit, they will look for revenue, they will look for potential. If they want to buy you about your specific know-how or by you owning an IP that is popular in the region and they want to multiply your results in a different region, they will look for particularly different things. So if you have something valuable, no matter if you have not the other, if you do have only one piece of the puzzle, you are still interesting to the buyers. Depends on their intentions, of course. So yeah, from the seller's perspective, the first thing is that probably you have, one of the cases is if you have a unique technology, but you don't know how to scale it. And I'm going to give you an example with this company, Masquerade, that they were creating one app that was putting some faces while you were taking photos. They have been acquired by Facebook, and now all those masks and additional layers of faces are integrated in Facebook Messenger, and now this is worldwide popular technology. But being a single app on your own, probably is super hard to reach 1 billion users. So the most overrated reason, number 2, want to cash out. Yeah, all my friends were calling me and colleagues from the industry, hey Cvetan, what's your plan? And plans after you sell the company, and where are you going? Which island you picked? Unfortunately, the truth is different. Probably no one will buy something from you and then leave you alone. They want you to be engaged there because this is a product that you've created and no one understands the product better than you. And probably if they buy an IP, like I can buy an IP from a comic that no longer is popular as like 20 years ago, probably you don't need them. But if we're talking about products that are IT products, games, definitely the team is super important, so nobody will allow you to cash out and then just leave. Yeah, if you want to grow, this is one of the interesting reasons. I'm going to talk more just in a few seconds. And some guys are selling their companies just to survive. It's sometimes you have to, overcome your ego, and for the greater good of your team and their families, it's better to sell the company than, just kill the company. So why? In our case, we wanted to grow. It was a strategic decision that we took 5 years ago. We saw that the markets are becoming harder and harder. The business is changing. The business, to make a business and to grow, is harder now these days. Most of the publishers that I approach actually ask percentage of my company. They said, hey, Cvetan, we are not going to publish only this title because we are taking, like 50% of the revenue. But if this grow your company and you sell it, we are not going to get anything from the purchase price. So that's why we want to have a percentage in your group. And as much as I was meeting publishers in the last 4 years, everybody wants to have percentage in my company. So I said, why should we sell to 5, 6 different publishers small percentages than join one big company or one big group? So we wanted to grow. And I recently used this metaphor. I was giving an interview for Deloitte. It's easy to conquer the space or to reach Mars if you build a base on the moon first, because the gravity is lower. So everybody knows that you can launch ships super easy and cost efficient from moon rather than from Earth. So we consider this step, joining Stillfront Group, as building our base on the moon. And from there, now, we can easily reach the sky. How? How to find a buyer? And I'm not talking how to find the right buyer. I'm talking about how to find a buyer, just someone that wants to buy you. So there is easy ways. First steps, find a business broker, someone who could put you in contact with someone interested, and they will charge you a percentage. It's around 10%. Or find an investment banker, completely different story, more professional, low percentage. So here is our story. 5 years ago, we met a company based in UK. I won't mention the name, but it wasn't the right company. It was a business broker. Right now, they don't even have photos on their LinkedIn profiles. They're like undercover now. Probably people are looking for them. They lost us a lot of time and effort. So what was wrong with the approach? They come to us and say, hey, Cvetan, the company X has interest in you. Want to meet them? And I said, okay, let's do the meeting. They go to the company X and says, hey, we have one super talented developer that has financial problems and they will sell cheap. Do you want to meet them? And they say, yeah, why not? If it's cheap, why not? So we start talking together. We lost so many efforts and time. And then suddenly, boom, we sit on the table. They offer us 1 million. We expect 20 million. So the gap is so big, there is even no room for negotiation. So it was happening 3 times in a row, and we decided to cancel this and forget about this opportunity. So one day, I met Sham, the founder of Agnishu Capital, and I realized that this is a potential still available on the market, but we have to do it right way. And in real life, there are people that are good in their profession and people that are bad. So probably the good investment banker will give you the right valuation for your company and give you the right advices, and will meet you with the right company and the right buyers. He will do a pre-selection on a rudimental level just to avoid wasting time. So who we choose? I already said the name a couple of times. We choose Stillfront Group. Why we choose it? Our investment bankers put us on the table in front of us, few offers. I'm not allowed to mention how many. We have few offers on the table. And we were in this dilemma, this moment where we have to decide what should we do, how we should choose. So we start with a list, like pros and cons. So we actually were afraid of losing the control of the company, working for someone else, not being your own boss, someone come from a site and giving you stupid ideas that you have to do it on a daily basis. This was one of our biggest fears. So also we said what we love. We love our independence. We love our freedom to choose our products, product lines, designs, markets, strategies, everything. Of course, we want to grow. So there must be someone who can provide some synergies and allows us to grow. Someone who can share contacts and know-how. And someone who we can have similar games to our or use similar services so we can combine the services and start winning on the big volumes. Like, I don't want to mention on stage some services, but you get it. Like, even if for your Apps Flyer account, some people are paying a few times lower than the others because of the big volumes. So we also wanted to have financial support. So if we discover something on Polish Gem, to have access to internal resources, funds, to scale up the user acquisition cost. Those are the things that were already missing for us to find on the market easily without being part of any big group. So the decision was easy. And I can confirm a year later that actually we took the right decision, and everything that we promised to our employees was on 100% already delivered. So what to do? Okay, how to prepare yourself for an M&A deal. So those are the 10 steps. So first big problem is confidentiality in your company. It's super big problem. Everybody is underestimating it, but you're not allowed to mention even to your wife at home which company you are talking about, especially if the company is a public one. Also, it's not a good idea to tell your employees, hey guys, I'm looking for someone to buy my company. They're just gonna freak out. And imagine how you gather your top management and you are doing super intensive daily meetings. You're having calls in the middle of the night from your office screaming, and people will get that something is going on, right? And this is a bad sign if we do not communicate this with them. Unfortunately, you cannot. You cannot communicate it. So you gotta be super undercover, the whole thing. And this is a high pressure. You cannot talk with the closest guys in your company, and sometimes they feel betrayed because you're not telling them what's going on. So this is a #1 problem that you have to consider how to solve. The second one is to identify the key people. I found an easy solution, and I'm giving it to you how to identify the key people. Actually, imagine if you have to fire all the guys of the company, but you have to run the company without hurting your revenues with the lowest number of the guys. So probably it's going to be one key developer, one sysadmin, one key artist, one key. Probably those are head of developments already, head of teams already. But if you're a small company, if you're indie, probably everyone is a key. Because there, usually everyone wears a lot of hats. Then company structure and shareholders. One big mistake in the whole eastern part of the world. People think that it's an honor to be the sole owner of the company. And today I meet with more than 16 developers in the morning. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm the owner. I own 100% of the company. this is bad. This is bad for investment. You have to make sure that those key people, they are incentivized, they have shares in the company, and they stay with you. So this is something that we change during the process of negotiation. Our company switched from limited liability. The two founders has 50% each. They turn it to a joint stock company, and now we have 9 shareholders in the company. Accounting in order. Something super popular in Bulgaria, probably here as well. People sometimes are doing tax optimization on their personal accounts by paying stuff on the company name, by just avoiding VAT or stuff. So our company was owning few cars, few apartments, bunch of TV sets, consoles, stuff that we use at home, but it was on a company name. So what's happened if someone buys the company? He will get your apartments, cars, everything. So this is something that you have to be super disciplined. So you have to remove everything that is not company related from your books. Legal in order, that means all the contracts that you already signed has to be checked. We find a lot of contracts without signature from the other part. A lot of contracts with that is already expired, but we do not renew them because we just forget, and stuff like that. So you have to clean your house and make everything in order. So the next step is find a lawyer. The lawyer must be a local guy that is practicing the law from the country that comes the buyer. That means, in our case, Stillfront is based in Sweden, so we have to find a Swedish lawyer to be able to conduct the deal. It's not an easy task, but it's doable. Also, we were shocked by the prices of Swedish lawyers. Being based in Bulgaria, it was like, it's a pretty damn shock for us about the prices. So the next step is go meet the buyer. It's probably the nicest meeting you've ever had. You just smile, hug, because you're going to be one family, right? Every questions are handled by your investment banker or business broker that you already hire. Remember that. So you just meet the people. Then negotiation, my favorite part. I was screaming in the middle of the night tens of times to my investment broker, and he was, trying to calm me down, and then to communicate with the other part, and then he came back with a solution. Then we came back. I think sometimes probably the other part screamed at him as well. But the good thing is that this is his job, so you're safe. You can be yourself and you can pursue your goals here as much as you want. So the next step is letter of intent. Once you have a letter of intent, that means that you lock some certain stuff, and then you are not allowed to talk with other companies. There is an exclusivity lockup. And yeah, there is a dot. Check what accounting principles they use, because most of the public companies based in Europe, they're using IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. That means that every time when you sold an item in your game or virtual currency for 10 euro, you are thinking that this is 10 euro revenue. No, it's not. It's just a loan. It's 10 euro booking. If the guy used half of the diamonds, that's 5 euro revenue and 5 euro steals in booking. That means that your revenue is not exactly what you think it is from their perspective. My favorite part, due diligence. So what is due diligence? Due diligence is a communication between you and the lawyers of the buyer. They open a virtual space, something like Dropbox or Google Drive, whatever, and you have to upload all the legal documents you have, all of them. 700-800 of pages scan, and if there is a missing number, signature, everything has to be redone, prepared, and everything is put under a number in one table. All the business contracts, financial reports, everything is checked. They check for risk. For example, I have a contract with Mail.ru that says if someone buys me, they can cancel the contract. Yeah, that's a problem, because they're going to buy me, and imagine Mail.ru is not signing the contract with me again, and I'm no longer having those revenues. So they check for everything. So what's the price that you can get? Probably the price, you can see it here, how they measure if you're profitable. If you're profitable, you can get from 4 times your EBIT, those are earnings before income tax, up to 10 times your EBIT. Of course, it could have earn-out periods. That means that for the next few years, you can keep the revenues for yourself as well. So what will you get? It could be cash only, could be shares, could be upfront payments plus earn-out, could be all of the above. Actually, it's good to have shares from the company. From the buyer's perspective, they will incentivize you to perform best because your purchase price will increase while the share price is increasing as well. For you, as a seller, I'm also incentivized to sell the company, get half of the money in cash, half the price in cash, half in shares, because the shares could go up. In our case, for the last 1 year, our shares go up with 46%. So that means then on top of those 27.5 million, we added a lot of money. When is the time? So there is something that I call best result deadlock. No one will sell the company when they have their top year. You have to realize this, because if you are on the top, if your graphic is like hockey stick going up, you are not going to sell. You will say, okay, I will wait 1 more month and 1 more month. I want, better results, better income, and then they will multiply it, hopefully by 10, and I'm going to be super rich. Until you reach the moment when the revenue is going down and you have no longer this opportunity. So don't be greedy. Just pick the right moment for you and do it. We did it in 2018, which obviously wasn't not our top year. And where is the last question, which is completely 100% up for you. We choose Europe because it's in our time zone, our currency is pegged to euro, and we definitely decline all the Asian offers because Japanese has a crazy due diligence that probably no one could pass. And Chinese, they want to overcome the company and send 20, 30 guys in high management and just conquer the company, and that's it. Thank you very much.